welcome to the inaugural Astraddle podcast. I am Danny, I'm sat across from Lee.
And I am Lee, and I am with Danny.
So in today's episode we're just going to give you a few details of myself and Lee. We're going to speak a bit about what we do on a daily basis, what we do for a living, and also what our plans are for the podcast, the backers we've got, the sponsors we've got, and of course where we are recording this episode and future episodes.
Yes, it's going to be good.
So, to go into our first episode, Lee, have you done your daily good deed for today?
I have. Unfortunately, I have, yes.
Unfortunately?
Well, it's not unfortunately, it's just, it's not been very good weather today, as you know. And
Storm Kira's hit Derbyshire. Pretty bad.
It did, yeah. And I'll put a video up later of the actual storm when I was in the car. Remember when we stopped?
Oh, when we was in the car, yeah.
Oh, it's horrendous.
I've had to change my shoes because of that. and my clothes. I was 10-second walk from the car to my front door and I was soaked.
As wet as you are now rather than getting wetter, and I made sure she got home safe. I got her in the car, put a kid in the car, took her home, made sure she got home perfectly safe, and that's my good deed for the day.
Well, my good deed is making a good spaghetti bolognese, but with pasta, which I'm not a big fan of. I love a bit of spaghetti,
Yeah.
Get your bolognese on top, but nah, you can't beat a good bolognese.
I've got a good pasta recipe for you if you really like pasta.
Go on then.
Tagliatelle, yeah, and 3 cheeses, yeah. Stilton,
okay.
Blue cheese, and I can't remember the normal cheddar.
Okay.
You put it in a pan, yeah. Chicken, because you can have shredded, you cook off the chicken, make it the shredded chicken, so you put bits of chicken into the pan, and I tell you what, I was in Liverpool about 2 months ago. My friend who was a chef who was with me, he cooked it, I ate it, we drank a bottle of wine together. Well, we drank more than a bottle of wine together. I think about 3 or 4, to be fair.
Jeez.
And then we just chilled. It was great.
Wow. Well, on Friday I made an interesting dessert. I made an orange peel and chocolate bread and butter pudding.
Are you a chef in the making?
No, I can't. I mean, I take cooking at school, but I feel sorry for my teacher the amount of stuff she has to, I just make the same mistake every time. Most of the time it's just not reading the recipe properly.
Yeah, that's me. I didn't do very well at school. I wouldn't listen. But
well, I don't even think it's a listen. I think it's literally just reading my own notes. It meant to be a quarter pint of milk. I put in a pint of milk. So ruined the custard.
Ruined, absolutely ruined. So Danny, what do you do on a daily basis?
Well, on a daily basis, I get up at like 7 o'clock if I can. Sometimes, I'm a little lazy, so I get up about 7:30 sometimes maybe. But most of the time, up at 7 o'clock in the morning, I have my breakfast. Maybe some craves. You can't beat them. But not the nut ones. I hate chocolate, Nutella and stuff like that.
I'm not keen on Nutella.
I can't stand it. But yeah, or some Rice Krispies. But back to a simple breakfast, and then that's it. I get ready for school, and then off I go. And then in the evening, well, recently, most of the time it's been talking to you, getting this podcast sorted, being on the phone.
My phone
sponsorships, and yeah.
I've actually had to charge my phone 3 times today.
Wow.
I know, it's crazy.
Well, I'm one of them people who charge my phone 3 times a day, but simply because I take it off when it's at about 40%.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I want to make a cup of tea. I'll take my phone off charge. I'll carry on listening to this podcast or watching this video on YouTube, and then I get back upstairs. Half the time I forget my cup of tea and just stand in the kitchen for a little bit watching this video because I'm intrigued. And it's just one of them things you can't stand. That you get upstairs or you get to the room and you're like, I forgot my cup of tea. What have I been doing for the last 10 minutes? And you've been watching this video of how to light a fire with some carrots or something like that. It's down a YouTube rabbit hole.
Yeah, YouTube is my friend at times. I'm more of a Netflix kind of person, but YouTube, if I can't find it on Netflix, I always go to YouTube, and there we go. I will find it.
Well, before we speak about our sponsor for today's video, what are you watching on Netflix right now?
Right now, it's got to be the Hernandez, the American football player from the parts who killed his friend, and he went to prison. Massively into true crime kind of thing, and basically he kills one of his friends, and from there, he's actually he basically he does that deed, and then he signs a multi-million contract to play for the New England Patriots, and goes out and plays a season of American football like it's never happened. And then he gets arrested. And in the prison that he was at, in the state where he was in prison, there is a law, even that because he was appealing this conviction, if they die in the appeal process, their conviction gets quashed. And I won't tell you what happens because it's very intriguing on everything that goes off, but it's a good watch. It's a good watch. You should watch it.
Yeah, I'll have to sort out Netflix then by the sounds of it. So today's sponsor, East Midlands Metal Derby. It's a family-run business by Benjamin Lee, Mason Lee, and Ben Lee. They do mostly non-ferrous metals, so copper, brass, stuff like that. We've got electricians, plumbing, stuff like that. We have yards in Loughborough, and it was actually started quite a while ago by Benjamin's wife's grandfather in 1966.
Wow.
A famous year
That's
England
a good
won
year.
the World Cup.
Yeah.
A bit before my time, to be honest.
Before my time, but do you know what? It's still good, isn't it? Still good.
So they pick up from factories, and people can come direct to the yard with the stuff as well. They pay top prices, and unusual for many companies, they pay the full amount on the day.
Wow. Do you know what? The amount of times you go somewhere and they say, oh yeah, it's this amount, and then you don't get it when you're supposed to get it. It's like, what?
Yeah, 2 months down the line, and you're still waiting for that last payment. But yes, they pay on the day.
Sweet.
Members of the public are always welcome down at the yard, and they don't charge for skips.
Do they not?
Which is
didn't
very,
know.
very good. And they go all over the UK and Europe to pick stuff up. Recently we did a trip to Germany, picked up some stuff and brought it all the way back to Derby.
Wow. That's a journey I'd love to do. I really would love to do that.
So you can find them on 89 Weatherby Road, and if you'd like some more details, search up East Midlands Metals Derby on Google.
Yes. And I can tell you now, I've spoken to Ben a few times, and he's a really cool guy.
Oh, you can't be. Is lad Mason as well?
Oh yeah, Mason's
player,
a fantastic football player.
plays for Ilkeston Town as well in the first team. Young lad, and it's nice seeing a family that get on so well and have a family business, and just really nice people, approachable people. So a lot of people worry when they go in and go into family-run businesses, stuff like that. But honestly, they're nice people you'll probably ever meet.
To be fair though, my family-run business, I take the photos, and my missus, she's like, give me the money. And that's how it is. She's like, oh, we need to do this. Okay, there you go, bang. And it's not very often I see much of it, because she's always got things. I mean, this year we're going to New England, and we are travelling New England. We're going Boston, Maine. We're going to go and see Stephen King's house, because she's a massive Stephen King fan. She's got better taste in books than she has in football teams, but we'll get back to that later.
What team does she support then?
I can't say it on air. It's horrible. It's Manchester United. I can't even finish it.
No,
Really
right.
can't.
Well, I mean, there's a photo of me when I was younger with a Manchester United birthday cake.
Oh, that's bad. That's bad.
I don't even know why I did. I must have supported them at some point, but now I'm a proud blue. Super Frank Lampard and all that.
Oh, Super Frank.
Yes,
Yeah, good player. I'm not so sure he's great manager at this moment in time, but
I mean,
time will tell.
it's his second season. Is doing a good job. I mean, a bit disappointed that we didn't bring anyone in during January.
Yeah, but you couldn't, to be fair, because you were under an embargo, weren't you?
No,
It had been oh yes,
yeah, it was
had
lifted,
been
wasn't
lifted.
it? Yeah.
Yes.
But I mean, I'm happy with the team we've got. He was saying he was looking at getting in a few players, strengthening the squad. But I'm happy with the team we've got. We've got players which will fight for the badge. We've got some incredible players still in N'Golo Kante, and you've got players like Willian and Pedro and Giroud who you can rely on when Hudson-Odoi goes down injured and you need someone to come on.
I heard a rumour that Willian was going to go to Tottenham.
Yes.
Did you start that rumour?
And then he saw the lighting came. Off he went to Stamford Bridge. But Willian, what a play! That game away to Tottenham in wow, a 2-0 win at Tottenham in the new stadium. I'm just gonna say that's new stadium is beautiful.
Oh, it is. It is. There's one thing I know about that stadium, and it's nothing to do with the football. It's to do with the refreshments area. If you want to pint a lager,
yeah, they've got a little conveyor belt for you.
No. You put it down. You put it down and it fills it from the bottom. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Any Tottenham fans out there, if you've got a video of it, you can send it in to us so I can show and point out. It's a fantastic piece of kit.
So we're back from our little break. We've spoken a little bit about the Tottenham's new stadium, which was not planned, but it's still very good.
It's still good, yeah.
And I don't understand how that works. How just little plastic cups, aren't they?
Yeah,
I don't understand how
they've got something at the bottom.
Yeah, it's so strange but satisfying as well.
Seeing it come up from the bottom, yes.
And it just keeps going and it doesn't overflow and it's very, very good. But yeah,
the only reason I know that is because I've got a friend who's a Tottenham fan for his sins. Obviously, he's supports them, and he told us about it when I was having a drink with him at the Great British Beer Festival in London last year. I was like, I've got to go down and see it. So when I get a chance, I'm going to the stadium. I'm just going to have a beer. Doesn't matter what's on.
Yeah, just see that little bit of magic in
Yeah.
the football ground. So, shall we speak a little bit of how we met and how we got to know each other?
Yeah, why not?
So, I believe I saw your photos on the unofficial Ilkeston Town
You did,
Facebook
yes.
page, which is run by Scott Fletcher and his brother.
Yep.
I think it is. So, if you want to know anything what's been said on Twitter from fans and from ex-players and stuff like that, keep in the loop. Obviously, we've got the official Ilkeston Town page, which is like for all news and for updates throughout the game and stuff.
Yeah.
But if you want to know what people are saying on Twitter, on Instagram and on Facebook, then the unofficial Ilkeston Town fan pages.
It's really good, yeah, because you actually get to know exactly what people are thinking on the day of the games, and if they're happy, they say they are, and if they're unhappy, same story. But it's a damn good group of people that are there working to make it a well-oiled machine. And like I say, I gave Scott some photos and he posted them on the unofficial, and then I was asked, did I want to come in to go, do some photos, and I've done that ever since. Now I've been down. I get the teams arriving, warming up, anything that we need to do, like if we're doing a tribute for anybody, which we have done in this short space of time that I've been there. They've done it 2 or 3 times where they've paid tribute to somebody. It's a real nice gesture by Ilkeston Town. It really is.
So, from that, I saw your photos on the unofficial Ilkeston Town page put up by Scott and his brother. So then I had a charity match with the charity football team that I set up with me and someone called Macaulay, and then Macaulay left a couple of months, about 6 months into it, and Harry came along. So now it's me and Harry working together, and Macaulay's just come back, and we're now getting going into a new aspect of the club now. We're looking at entering some tournaments, maybe starting our own tournament now. Got a great bunch of players with that. But we had a game at Christmas. No,
You
not
did.
Christmas.
It was just before.
When was it? I think it was.
I think it was November or beginning of December.
Yes, it could have been.
It was the only day where the Evans are opened up and it rained so much, and I mean it rained so much. It wasn't the best of days.
Yes.
But you carried on.
Yeah, we carried on. Unfortunately, we lost. The weather got the better of us. We couldn't cope as well as the team we was facing. So fair play to them. They put on a really, really good game. We conceded within the first 20 seconds, which wasn't very good. But
Yeah, they scored from kickoff. I actually thought it was your team, and then I realised it wasn't. I'm like, damn, it's going to be a long night.
So basically, I put up a post saying we was looking for a photographer for it, and then Lee got in touch with me saying, "Okay, I'll do it for free for you."
Yeah.
So then we spoke a bit about it, we planned it a bit, and then I was a photographer at Ilkeston Town at the time. We came to a mutual decision that it wasn't exactly the best for me managing my schoolwork as well as being involved with the charity side, Treetops, and as well as doing the graphic design. So we came to the decision that I would be less involved with the photography, and then I had a little discussion with you once saying that it was coming about, and then I recommended you got in touch with them, and here we are in February and
Absolutely.
the new club photographer.
Yeah, it's been a wild ride, to be fair. The lads are great. Everybody at that club is really good. They all have fun. They get the work done when it's needed to be done, and we've got a nice little media group now. We know what we're doing when we're doing it, and it's just bang. It's like clockwork.
It's also nice we've got new owners in
We have.
Mark Clifford and his partners. We are going in the right direction. We're getting a new 4G pitch put in during close season. That'll be very good for the club to become self-sustainable. Is that the word?
Yeah, yes. Yeah.
So then they can start making money throughout the week. It also means that the juniors can train.
They've also got the academy and trials coming up.
Yes, the academy was announced a couple of months ago. The open evening was very, very good. The new manager spoke, as well as Matt Baker, ex-Ilkeston Town captain, who's now involved with SCL, the education side of it. So
Just going to put it out there. We signed a new player last week. His name is Joe Maguire. He's not actually a new player. He's played for Ilkeston before, but he went away and now he's come back. He is the older brother of Harry Maguire, who plays for Manchester United. So any Man United fans, or even Harry himself, if he wants to come down for a game, come and watch his brother play. Give him a few pointers, and he can do the same, and it'll be great.
So yeah, it's going from that. We're getting into the rhythm of what I like to think of getting a very good media team. We all get on very well.
Yeah.
And I like to think we're doing what we can do, the best we can do, and getting the community aware of what's going on during a match day and leading up to it.
Yeah, we post out quite often about games, so it's really good. I do know we have. Have you been in the hospitality bit before?
Yes, well, I was there at the beginning of the season before the new owners acquired the club, and that was very good. But not since the new owners have come in. I've not known.
It's I went in there when it was a friendly couple of games back, because again it was when it was foggy and nobody could see anything. So
yes,
I went in there for a quick cuppa to warm up. But all in all, everybody, it works like clockwork. It really does. Everybody knows everybody. No issues whatsoever. And the team itself, I actually like the team. I really like the team. When you look at the when you go to... on the way to the game yesterday, we were predicting who was going to be playing, and I got it wrong. But John Shields, he got it bang on. He knew exactly who was playing. But I said about Joe playing and Maka before the game.
Yes,
he made a prediction.
he'll score a header.
He'll score a header on his debut, and in the 47th minute, he scored a header on his debut. And he says to me at half time, "You should have put a bet on that." And I was like, "Damn, I should have done."
Yeah. So, talking about the fans at Ilkeston, we can't ask for a better fan base.
Oh God, no!
It's
no.
incredible. Every game, the performances on the pitch. We've not been getting the best results recently. But
we've got a new manager.
We've got a new manager, and it's getting better. You can see the process, and that's really coming along really, really well.
Yeah.
And you can see the performances are getting a lot better, and the players are just incredible, especially off the pitch as well.
Yeah.
You can always talk to them, and that's what we like about non-league. You can, after a game, you can have a pint and talk to the players in the clubhouse, and when you're going to watch teams like Liverpool and Tottenham and Football League clubs, you don't have the same connection between players and fans.
That's true.
So when you think, why should I go non-league? It's a lot cheaper. I think the maximum you're going to spend is about £12, and that's in the National League. So
That's to get in, and then obviously if you want to drink as well, it's that. But for the Premier League, don't get me wrong, I like the Premier League. I like the big teams.
Who doesn't need?
But
Standard's very good, yeah.
But the problem with it is they charge an absolute fortune to get in to watch a game. And unlike non-league, as you know, if you're at one end, one a half, whenever it goes to half time, the supporters always go to the other end, so they're always, face behind the goal of where they're scoring. In the Premier League, you can't do that.
Exactly. That's another thing about non-league. The two sets of fans, you're just always talking throughout the game, and that's just something you don't get at top-flight football clubs.
No, but to be fair, in the women's game in the WSL,
Super League,
the Super League, it's pretty much like that. You get to know the real good fans because most of the time they stand or sit together. But the only problem with the women's game is if they're playing in a big stadium, they only open one stand, so it looks it is kind of empty. But they've got a new app now where you can watch them online every game from the Super League. It's called the FA Player. If you download it, you can watch every game that they're playing. You don't even have to leave, your sofa. You can just watch it on your tablet, your laptop, or whatever, or your phone. It's really good, but there's nothing like getting to a game and getting to it and watching it live. Don't get me wrong, I like watching it on TV when I can't get to one, but it's not very often I will watch it on TV because I'm normally at a game. It's amazing.
So it's also good with non-league as well. You can have a family of 3 or 4, and you can spend £40 for the day, and that's what you're paying for a ticket for a top flight match per person.
Minimum, yeah.
So it's good. It's a good family atmosphere. There's a lot of banter between both sets of fans. You can have a chat with the players and the management at the end of the game, after the game in the clubhouse, and what's not to love? I mean, I'm sure you could ask some non-league players. You say, "Oh, it's my kid's birthday coming up. Would you be able to come down and say hello?" And for more than nightly,
I could reel a couple of players off right now at Ilkeston that I know. If you asked them, they'd definitely go, yeah. And that's brilliant.
Yeah, that's the thing. The fans to players to management relationship off the pitches, it's just incredible. And for non-league, it's such a real bonus as well, and it's something that is missing in top flight football. But then again, the size of the crowds help with non-league that being able to happen. So, we spoke about non-league, we spoke about sponsors, and we spoke a bit about what we do on a daily basis. So, shall we talk about how you got into doing photography, which...
Yeah, sure, can do, yeah.
So, yeah, let's go.
Well, a few years back, about 15 years to be precise, I was on my way to work and I had an accident. I was a motorcycle accident, and I broke my back and shattered my leg. I couldn't work, and then all of a sudden, the workplace actually kept my job open for 4 years, hoping I could get back. Couldn't, and I studied photography because it had always been a hobby of mine. It took me 10 years to actually get noticed of the stuff I do. And I do mostly sport, but it was going to your local non-league games, getting photos, sending them in, then going to motorsporting events, trying to get in, blagging it maybe sometimes, getting a bonus. You get in, you meet the people, you get photos, you send them in, they use them. They don't give you no money, but they will credit you on social media. And then it came where I'm hardly ever at home now, because I am at a sporting event at some point during the day, every day of the week, and I've just been doing England men and women's rugby, the England and men and women's deaf team, and I was down in Essex a few weeks back, and it's amazing. I mean, I do like rugby, and just a little plug here, we've got a rugby player coming as a guest next week. Layla Singleton, she's a fantastic rugby player. She came to the sport rather late, but she's fantastic. She's a sound girl. You can talk to her. She's brilliant, and I can't wait for that podcast because that's going to be amazing. We're gonna have a right laugh on that day. And go back to photography, many a times I've been and done something before Kate will say to me, "Are they paying you?" It's like, no, it's get your foot in the door. Oh, okay. You do it a few more times. Are they paying you? No. Unless you are affiliated with a team or a sports club or whatever, it's very rare you get decent money. Very rare. You can send photos in and they will use them and they'll credit you, but it's very rare, anything other than a pat on the back. But I know quite a few good guys now in the business, and I did a Tough Mudder a few months back. Covered. I was outside of the water. I was the water was there. I was just as they were coming out. By the end of it, it was like I was actually in the water. It was that muddy. It was like, oh god. But luckily, it's a good gig. We did. I do motorsport. I do karate, and obviously I do Ilkeston. I'm looking forward to the academy stuff coming up, seeing what these guys in the academy can do.
Well, we've seen in the last couple of games, we've got a few players which have been involved in the academy, for under 17s for Ilkeston, Ben Squires and Jimmy Lawson.
Yeah.
Two incredible players who have now got the opportunity, having played for the juniors for a couple of years, going up the different age groups to now playing for the first team and being involved on a regular basis.
Yeah, I've heard good things about Ben Squires. I really have. A little birdie told me, watch this space because he's good. And every time he gets out on that pitch, I'll try and get a photo of him because he's golden. He's going to be big when next few years.
I mean, being 16 and 17 and playing in the Northern Premier League,
a big
which
thing.
is a very physical league.
Yes.
You need to be physically strong as well as mentally strong to be able to play in that league. Because it's
What position do you play?
me personally.
Yeah.
Oh, I did play goalkeeper until I was about 12, 13. But then I got to a point where I've kind of stopped getting taller. So I'm about 5'7", 5'8" now. So now I've got to the age where we play full-size nets. I can't exactly do it as good anymore. I mean, I'd like to think I'm okay keeper, I guess. Average maybe, but it's got to the point now where I guess my height kind of hinders my performance because I can't get to them top corners. And
To be fair though, a lot of Premier League keepers can't get to them. You know, it's more. Sometimes it's more luck than judgment, but they are. I mean, fair play to goalkeepers, they are good, but still, you know, if they get that top bin, doesn't matter if you are, you know, Alisson or give me another goalkeeper.
Kepa Arrizabalaga.
Yeah,
There you go.
any of them two, and you know they still might not get. They might not get to the ball. It's just pot luck as it is.
Yeah,
So,
the timing they've got to do to get the jump to then raise your arm, choose which hand that you're going to use. So I mean, Kepa a lot uses left hand to go for that top right corner, which a lot of pundits do not agree with. But I mean, it does the job. If that's what works for him, that works.
it's hard, but you know, like you say, if it works for him, fair play.
Yeah, I mean, fair play to professional footballers, and especially mentioned the non-league footballers. They train twice a week,
Yeah.
once a week minimum. Play once or twice a week, and then go to work. And some of them are builders by trade or pavers, and they're doing 40 hours a week, a job, doing a daily job, and then they're training on, let's say, I don't know, a Monday and a Thursday night, and then playing on a Saturday or a Tuesday night. Fair play to them.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to the next season to see what it brings.
Yeah, next season should be
Absolutely.
a memorable one.
We've actually got in the next few weeks, we've got a yoga instructor coming down to talk to us. I actually know her personally. I am one of her students, but she's really, really good. And we might have an actor down here.
Ooh.
You don't know about that.
Tell us a little bit more.
I can't tell you too much
Without revealing it.
if I told you a little bit more, you know, I'd probably get into trouble because it's not confirmed yet. But he's definitely down for it.
Okay.
But I mean, I do work on. That's another thing. I work on film sets. I've done film sets before. I've been working on the new Robin Hood film, actually filmed in Ilkeston. Yeah, which, depending on what part of Ilkeston you're in, you're actually in Nottingham, which fits in with the Robin Hood.
Yeah.
So, I'll put some photos of behind the ones that I can anyway, behind the scenes of there. But famous people that I know, I'm going to ask them anyway. I can say this because I haven't asked them yet, and I'll ask them. Basically, you know, Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit and Gladiator and Tolkien, yeah.
Okay.
All I know two of the people that actually do all the outfits for those films.
Okay.
And working on a project at the moment where I'm working with them. I haven't seen them for about a month, but working with them as it is, and hopefully when they've got a bit of time, I'm going to ask them to come down, and you'll be actually in the room with proper celebrities that, you know, they've seen all the backstage stuff that goes off behind the scenes, everything, and it's pretty amazing. Got some stories they can say, some stories they can't.
Without spilling the tea and the tea.
Yeah.
Right, so, little pet peeves, some things you don't like.
Me
Yeah.
being late.
Late.
I hate it. If I'm going to be there, if I'm going to be somewhere, they say time, I'm normally there 10-15 minutes before, because I normally set out early just in case of traffic.
So me, being someone who's either just on time or a few minutes late, what do you think?
I'm alright with it. I'm alright with it. If you was like 20 minutes late and you just didn't reply, I'd be like, why? It would annoy me, but I know, you're busy. It's just, that's my pet peeve. What's your pet peeve?
You know, people who go, you know what, I'll tell you something interesting.
Yes.
I had a dream last night, you wouldn't believe it. Well, I would believe it because it's a dream. Anything can happen in a dream.
Yeah.
You can be sat in an elevator and then all of a sudden you're flying in the air with Aladdin or something.
Yeah.
In real life, that's not going to happen, I think. But in a dream, anything's possible. And then they'll just be sat there talking to you for about 15-20 minutes and you're like, well, you wouldn't believe what happens next. And it's like, it's a dream. Anything can happen in a dream. So it's one of them things which don't annoy me, but it gets on my nerves a little bit when you keep saying you wouldn't believe what happened, because it's a dream. Anything can happen.
What is your, how do we put it, life-changing moment so far in your life?
My life-changing moment. I mean, I'm still young. I'm still a teenager, but
Stop bragging.
nah. I think possibly when my granddad passed away. He was battling with cancer for a good few years. He was battling with it for just over 3.5 years, or just under 4 years. He had cancer for 2 years before he was diagnosed with it, and he also had a big hernia on his, I want to say on his hip, somewhere, and it was one of those ones where you could see it.
Yeah.
It was very clear. So I guess he passed away when I was 10 years old, 4 days before my 10th birthday, and I guess seeing a loved one, a family member who I guess I looked up to in a sense, and going through pain, but still being able to crack a joke and be there for people and drive people places, even though he was in a lot of pain. He was told he had 2 years to live. He lived just under 4 years, and he was battling with cancer for 6 years.
Wow.
So I guess when he passed away, it took me a couple of years, but I was just thinking out. I was like, life's too short. I mean, anyone can get an illness or a disease or anything, and your life can be cut short. I would like to take a few minutes to speak about what happened to a local footballer, Jordan Sinnott. He unfortunately passed away a couple of weeks ago, and it just puts into perspective how precious life is.
It does,
I
yeah.
suppose, and anything can happen to anyone at any given moment. And I guess I thought I want to not necessarily make a name for myself, but go out and do stuff I enjoy, and that's how I got involved with Ilkeston. I did my radio training. I set up a charity football team and started photography myself. So I guess
Doing well, mate. Doing well.
I guess that kind of changed my perspective on life, and hopefully made myself, I wouldn't say a better person, but someone who thinks a bit more and put things into perspective.
Excellent.
Yeah, so other than your bike accident, what would you say was a life-changing moment?
I got to admit, 18 months ago, it's kind of related to my bike accident. It's been 15 years, but I was too young to have the operation I needed for my leg. That's what they told me.
Yeah.
I had a full knee replacement.
Okay.
So I'm kind of like RoboCop. And the life-changing moment for me was before I had it. I was 25 stone, I'm now just under 15 stone. I've lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
I've not drank half as much whiskey, which I should. I should actually drink a bit more. And it's a case of I've gone down from a 3, 4, and sometimes even a 5XL shirt to a large.
So yeah, that's 10 stone. And how long was it?
Oh, 3 years.
3 years. Wow. So that's like 3.5 stone
Yeah.
each year on average.
I'm a new man.
Well, yeah. Well, when you was showing me some pictures a couple of days ago, I think it was at football. I think it was.
Yeah.
You look completely different, and I feel better as well. You look a lot. I don't want to say healthier, but you also seem a lot happier as well.
I am a lot happier and I feel healthy. Obviously, with my knee, it still hurts, but other than that, nothing you can do.
Well, I've heard a little rumour that you are involved in an American football team over in England, in Liverpool.
I am, yes. I'm part owner of an American football team called the Anfield Empires. Me and my business partner, we took 2 or 3 years to actually get it started. Everything started last year. We've got a few coaches, we've got a media team. We're just getting the players in now, so that we can start doing competitive stuff. And we've got big things planned for it. We're going at it so that we are doing it 110% rather than just going half-arsed. So
Best way.
yeah. And when we get it up and running, people that we know will give tickets to come into the game so they can watch, meet the players, meet the staff. At this moment in time, where we're playing, it's going to be in Liverpool. We know exactly where. It's just logistics and everything of when we're going to actually start playing, because we've got to get all the players in. We've got to do camps. We've got to get the real down to the nitty gritty stuff of it. But other than that, it's going to be epic when it's up and running.
So American football in England, is it a big thing, or is it something that's slowly starting to
Believe it or not, it is actually a big thing. More and more people are actually into American football. 5 or 6 years ago, started watching it, couldn't get into it, and then I said, right, I'm going to watch a full game. I'm going to try and learn as many rules as possible. I know a fair few. I have been a Dallas Cowboys fan since '96. Got the jerseys, got the hats, got this, that. Went to watch a game 2 years ago in America. It was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Browns. Absolutely amazing atmosphere. Absolutely amazing. And if we can replicate some of that in what we want to do, I'll be so happy. We have something called, if I can remember what it's called now. It's like the Super Bowl, which was last week.
in Miami?
Yeah, it was in Miami. Nice place. I'm not keen on the team in Miami, but that's another story. But we've got the equivalent over here, and it's really good. They swap it up every year where they're going to go, and I really do like the way that it's taken off, because more people over here are actually interested in American football.
Right, so we're coming towards the end of the podcast, but before we wrap up, shall we discuss a few things I've got in my notes?
Okay.
When you're talking to someone but you're not face to face with them, do you prefer to talk over text and messages, or would you prefer to be on the phone?
Me personally, purely from a busyness standpoint, I would rather text, because I can text you while I'm busy doing something, because I'll know my phone's gone off, and I can still work. I can still do what I need to do. If I'm on the phone, 9 times out of 10, it does annoy me that I can't be doing what I'm doing. I don't mind talking on the phone, but I prefer text.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I think talking on text for certain like topics to talk about it's a bit hard. Like it's very easy to come across the wrong way on text. Which
Oh,
I
absolutely.
Found the amount of times that like people have fell out just because of written something in the wrong way, or especially on social media now, like Twitter, you can use a wrong synonym for a word, and it makes
Yep.
it just look, or it makes it seem like your whole view on something is completely different.
Yeah.
And I guess on social media and how that's growing as much as it has, I'm sure it's just gonna get bigger and bigger. It's so risky now.
I've done it a few times where I've sent somebody a message and I've put LOL at the end. Now we all know laugh out loud.
Yeah.
And sometimes they'll be like, lots of love. No,
Yeah,
that's not it. And it's like you say, people might read it, but that's how I prefer to communicate. Also, something I've learned over the years, if you're doing something and it's business wise, it's always good to have it down in writing, so it's either email or text, so you can go back to it and say, well, I said this or you said that, and it makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, it also means that you're not gonna forget stuff, because I mean, if you're having a conversation for an hour face to face or half an hour or so, it's so easy to, because I'm sure now we'll go home and we'll be doing our own things later on tonight, or we'll go tomorrow and we'll forget about a few things we've mentioned. And so,
absolutely,
I mean, we're lucky that this is recorded, but if it was a normal conversation, a few days later you might go over the same topic, and then it can, get a bit boring or a bit frustrating at times, especially when I'm sure we all know one person who just says the same thing, like you see
over
him,
and over again.
Yeah, you see him like once a week, and you always have that one conversation, which it gets a little boring and a little frustrating at times.
A little bit old, yeah.
Right, so we've discussed both our biggest life-changing experiences. If you was given 3 wishes, or if you could do 3 things, what would they be and why?
Well, my first wish, I think it's definitely coming true this year, and that's Liverpool winning the league. That's a massive thing for me. They've got to win. 22 points in front. I think we're going to do it.
Yeah.
One of my other wishes would be to retire in Florida and just get, suntan, get a big bike, cruise down to Daytona every year, do the Biketoberfest, and I don't know what the third one would be. Probably drink a hell of a lot of alcohol.
With no risk.
With no risk. Yeah. That's another thing. I do drink a fair bit of alcohol every now and again, and I am a proper job ambassador, which it's real ale. And I'm not saying I'm against lager and stuff, but I prefer real ale. And being a proper job ambassador from St Austell Brewery in Cornwall, if you ever get the chance, have a drink. Oh, it's beautiful stuff. There's a stout. It's called Menadu. It's from Cornwall, and if you like Guinness, which I do, you'll like this one. But I like this more than Guinness, and I used to love Guinness.
Okay, so we're coming towards the end of the podcast now. Coming up, we've got a few guests. We've got a karate.
We've got a karate instructor. He's also a personal trainer, and he's worked the doors in Nottingham and Derby, and he's competed before. And this is his name is Gareth Savage, Gaz Savage for short, and he is great. If you get a chance, go look him up. It's www.gazsavage.com.
Brilliant. And for those Ilkeston Town fans, we're also in talks with Mark Clifford.
Yes,
we're going to try and get him on.
Cliffy.
We're going to speak a bit, well, hopefully speak about his aims and ambitions for the club, as well as his partners as well. We're hopefully going to talk about the academy, which will have happened by then, more than likely.
I think we should try and get... Do we call him by his nickname, or should we call him by his proper name?
Proper name.
Okay, we shall get
depending on who it is.
we shall get Martin in.
Ooh, I think that could give us a good hour of
Yeah,
proper
get to know the
stories.
man. Get to know the man.
So, if there's anyone or any kind of person you would like us to get on the podcast and you would like us to have a conversation with, well, make sure to drop us a message. Our email is theastraddlepodcast@gmail.com, or you can message us on Facebook, on Twitter, or on Instagram. On Twitter, we are at Astraddle_pod. On Instagram and Facebook, we are Astraddle_podcast.
We shall put the social media links on screen so you can see them.
So I think that is about that now for us.
That is the first podcast done. I feel good about that.
Well, hopefully you've all enjoyed it. Hopefully it's given you a bit of an insight of our aims, our ambitions, and what we'd like to do.
Yes, our next guest will be Layla Singleton. She's a rugby player. Her story is phenomenal, and we will talk to you about her in the next episode.
So we are now coming towards the end. Just a quick mention of our sponsors again. Thank you to East Midlands Metals Derby. It is a family-run business in Derby. They have yards in Loughborough. They take mostly non-ferrous metals, so copper, brass, stuff like that. They have pickups. They do pickups from factories. Sorry, people can come direct to the yard. They pay top prices and pay on the day of collection. They do not charge for skip, and they go all around England and Europe to pick stuff up. You can find them on Google, East Midlands Metals Derby, and they are located on 89 Weatherby Road.
Fantastic.
So make sure to get in touch with us if there's any topics you would like us to talk about. If there's anyone you would like us to get on the podcast, then make sure to let us know. And that's all from us.
We'll see you next time.
You can't say that they haven't deserved the United